Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git reacts, reviews and off-times reminiscences, and yet another sort of out of the blue type band I found, or artist, Uvod, I think it's pronounced, probably wrong, but hey-ho. What isn't in doubt is what a cracking little album this is, and I could waffle on for minute after minute as to why, but the easiest way, as usual, is to listen to the blooming thing. And you can see for yourselves. So from the self-titled album, EP, whatever it may be, here's a song from it. Let's go. So, definitely an atmospheric black metal territory here, I think you'd agree. And it's that sort of black metal which leans heavily on the sort of folkish roots to a degree, in the sense of you get the feeling here we're talking well, the subject matter, which I cannot read and I'm not interested in, to be honest, but the impression you get is that it's got that folklorish quality about it, that an ancient tale is being told, and you can. It's one of those sort of melancholic sort of songs which you can allow yourself to drift away upon if you wish to do so. Keep meaning when I'm sort of just messing about on the internet and looking at things to watch, there's a GeoGuessr site which always intrigues me, but I've never actually clicked on it. But clearly from the way the thumbnail or the video has been presented, whoever it is has some wide success at guessing where pictures from around the world are. And I sometimes think that you can very much do the same with music. I don't think it would have, well, if he'd have said to me when listening to this, if I hadn't got it there in front of me where this band was from, where are they from, I would have said Russia without a minute's hesitation. And it just goes to show how cultural exposure does shape a person, and particularly an artist, when they make their music. Um, I suppose it's a game for all the family, really. If, or certainly for you and your pals, at any rate, if one day you're bored shitless, you sort of guess where this band comes from. Um, you'd be surprised, I guess, how often you got it right. So yeah, so I mentioned earlier that there's a melancholy to this. There is, but again, it depends on what sort of person you are, because I also derive a warmth from the music here. There is that albeit melancholic tone, also sort of gives me burning ember vibes as well, which means that whereas some people may say, oh, it's the cold of the Russian steppes. For me, it's not. It's a burning fire, albeit banked, and giving off a warmth rather than excessive heat. So, what is life without contradiction, eh? Because I'm going to do that now, contradict myself. Now, having said that, I would say this band was from, or this artist is from Russia. Had I listened to the last sort of minute or so, I would have been hedging my bets as to where, because there's a bit of a fortress vibe there for me. And so I might have had to listen to, well, put it this way, without the preceding music, if I just heard that last section on its own, I'll be airing towards it's a bit fortressish, this. Although, having said that, in my defence, I guess they're virtually on a similar line of latitude, and so maybe that is the reason why there's a similarity there. But yeah. So I'm not sure whether this I seem to have some recollection. I don't know where I noticed it. It might have been on don't know. But the point I'm making is I think it's a single artiste, and I'm not. It sounds to me like they're using a drum machine, purely on the basis of the cymbals more than anything else. But it's just struck me that we're now 30 odd years ago, when bands were using drum machines or artists were using drum machines. People were saying as drum machines get better, the music will sound better. That's probably the case with some sorts of or forms of music. But for me, the case in point here, it doesn't really matter because the cymbal sound in here is rubbish. Let's face it. But it doesn't matter, and a drum machine provides that percussive element. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't sound like the bestest drum machine in the world. And forgive me if they are live drums, but they just don't sound like it to me. It just goes to show it's the whole that counts. And I'm sure some people, when they program drums, go to quite laudable extremes in their efforts to sound organic and get the best sound they possibly can. For me, for lots of forms of music, it don't really matter. And I say, case in point here, I am carried along regardless of how proficient or how accurate this drum machine sounds, if again it is a drum machine. So there you go. Highly delightful that. It reminded me when you watch television programs or films where a person or persons are gathered around a campfire in the middle of nowhere on a starlit night, and the embers from the fire occasionally burst out from the main fire, and you've got this shower of embers or motes of firelight that go up into the sky. That's what the melodies on this remind me of. I mean, I don't do fires when I'm out in the wilds. I don't believe in making fires. I use a trusty camping stove of some description. But you can see the appeal of those, as I say, those motes of fire, if I can say it, not float, that sort of rise up from a campfire. And as I say, the melodies remind me of that. There's a greyness to the music in general, but it is illuminated by, albeit not brightly burning, but warm motes of fire, that embers that pop out of this fire. Forgive me for waffling. There's my belly going as well now. Forgive for the waffle for this one, because I've had the winter lurgy, and so I've had very little sleep, so I'm talking more bollocks than normal. But nonetheless, a picture has been painted by Uvod, and one which I'll happily revisit. Hopefully you will too. Anyway, clicky bollocks. Catch you next time. Cheerio.